This is Majin. Here's my comic pull list and some reviews at the same time for May 24th, 2017. Now, sadly, I should say, as I was reading these books originally, I got really angry. And sadly, my anger has dropped a little bit, but we'll see how this goes. First up, we have Exo Manowar 3 from Valiant. Now, this one I kind of like. It's kind of this, the barbarian slave in space, but he's got an Iron Man suit, and he's at war, but yet he won't put on the armor because, he doesn't like it. But yet he keeps it because he has to keep it, and I'm just going, just wear the armor and kill everything, and everything will be great. Regardless, though, they want to tell a different story, and that story is going to take a little bit longer to tell. The art is pretty decent, though, overall. This is probably one of my favorite Valiant books now, and one of my favorites that I'm getting. It's definitely worth the value of how much this thing is. $3.99. Definitely worth $3.99. Okay. The only other thing I can say, the only thing I can really tell you about EXO is, like I said, it's just a war, and it's a class warfare. It's like slaves fighting. Just imagine slaves fighting the Roman legion, and there's the middle and the slaves are being manipulated as cannon fodder. That's the best way to describe what's going on. Next up is Plastic, number 2, by Image. This was beautiful. What we have, it's a touching love story between a man and his inflatable doll. And he has his inflatable doll taken away from him, kidnapped by an evil person. And he is told that he must, in order to get her back, he has to kill some people, which, it's understandable. You don't want to get in between the love of a man and his inflatable doll. So, he goes, he does the deed, and he learns that he's going to be backstabbed, and now more people get killed, and it's bloody, and he is now on the trail of vengeance because he's got to get his girl back. And, I can imagine any one of us in a situation like that, what I'm sure we would definitely not choose those options, but, this person is driven, and, you kind of have to, I guess, respect a guy who's willing to go that extra mile for his woman, right? I'm really enjoying it. Redneck number 2. This is the story of vampires who don't want to become vampires and eat people. They're kind of just want to, hey, we got a barbecue joint and we just want to hang out, but things happened and people got killed and beaten up, and we got to live with the consequences. So if everybody can be cool, which obviously nobody can be cool about something like that. And this issue is just that it's like that calm before the storm, because the storm is at the very end, and there's going to be some mass slaughter. I like the first issue. The second issue, I'm kind of slipping off the fence a little bit, but the third issue looks like it's going to be great. It's going to have, it's going to remind me of, it's going to go in very well, but this one. So I'm going to get third, but I don't know if I'll get the fourth. We'll see. The art is, I don't really like the art that much, though. I think okay, I should word it this way. The art fits the story, but I don't like the art. So I can't really fault them on the selection of the artists that they picked, because it kind of fits everything. Justice League of America number 7. This was the biggest POS that I have read this in a long time. Now, you have a movie coming out eventually, and called Justice League, and you would think you'd put on top creators, but you didn't. You have really shitty artwork. You have uninspired. To me, it just reads mediocre. I have not read a book this bad. This book actually reminds me of the Avengers with Mark Waid, and how that was just crappy writing and crappy artwork. The artwork was so bad I refused to buy anymore. And I feel the same way about this book. I mean, I started reading it, and all I thought was just like, who cares? This is just word diarrhea. It's like I just couldn't even absorb the words that were written on this page. And then to top it off with, you get this really generic, insulting artwork. This artwork is not, under any circumstances, worth the cover price of $2.99. Maybe 75 cents. But this book is just. That's what I think of this book. This book should just be not. DC should just admit their mistake, take a month or two off, reboot the book, and put on top artists. You know why this book's not going to sell? Because you have mediocre creators. Mediocre creators bring in mediocre dollars. And I'm dropping all Justice League, because I am not. This book is not worth it at all. And plus, they even tease you. Hey, look, it's a Spectre. Spectre's going to be in the book. Spectre's not in this book. It's a freaking joke. Done. That book is done. Injustice 12. I haven't read this one yet. I'm saving it. Suicide Squad number 18. Now, I gotta warn you. Suicide Squad and Action Comics 980, they tie together. Now, this is another book that kind of just made... I'm at a loss here. I was really looking forward to Zod fighting the Suicide Squad. And, I got this page, and this is all I was just thinking, we should have more of this throughout the entire book. And I'd be happy. But I get General Zod, who's shooting his heat vision into a mirror, bouncing it off, hitting his head, finally cracking his skull open and destroying part of his brains. And it doesn't get fixed, but yet he's able to be fully functional after he pulls the Krypton bomb out of his head. And I'm like, what universe are we living in? You know what I mean? I mean, there's a picture where, seriously, his head is like, how is this possible? How are you able to... Look at that. How is this possible? That's his brains. And I'm just like, this is bullshit. I don't care if you have super healing regeneration nonsense. You know what I mean? It's like, this book, and then he gets a boomerang to his brain and he's still able to function. And I'm like, this would have made more sense if he removed the bomb, and then he sat there and let his head regenerate. Then I would go, okay, all right, I'm on board. But the second he could, he fought. He went to fight. And I'm just like, what universe? Not mine. That's all I know. It's not my universe. In the end, there's this big surprise, which is linking to this book here, Action Comics 980. So basically, you get the big wow, look what happens. But if you read this book first, you get to see how what happens is delivered into the Suicide Squad, so to speak. And I don't know. I'm just... And then I'm like going, okay, to make matters worse. Okay, so, the Kents moved to the city. And, okay, granted, John is being a little brat. He's like, I want to live in the country. Crypto likes it there. And then Superman just appears in the door. The balcony, through the balcony. And Lois is like, what the hell are you doing? People are going to see. and which is rightfully so. People are going to see, and Superman's like, well, nobody, no, I moved here too quickly. Nobody could see me, and he stands on the balcony talking to Lois in Metropolis. There are other buildings all over the place. Anybody could see Superman standing on the balcony, and there's no curtains. They can see through the glass. What type? I mean, who is editing these books? Did these people leave Marvel and go to DC to do this editing? My God, there's no curtains. They can see Superman talking. They see Superman on his, throwing his kid in the air. And I'm like, what universe? My God. It's like, get a grip. You can't be doing that shit. Oh my God. And I'm at a loss. I am at a total loss. I mean, I guess this is a perfect example of writers who have this idea and they know, it's like kind of like, I know how it starts, I know how it ends, and I'm just going to BS my way through it to get to that ending and hope you don't notice. Well, we notice this stuff. My God. He got paid for that. Who pays for this? Well, geez, Lois, nobody saw me coming through the door because I moved so quickly. But they can certainly look through the window. Oh, God. Oh. Oh. Batman 957. Am I wrong? Am I wrong with that? That logic. Batman Detective 957. It's all about the spoiler. And even this one. This guy comes up. My name is Wraith. And you Wrath. And I am going to do this. And Batman's going to do that. And I'm ready for Batman. And then the spoiler comes and jacks up his world. And he's like, you can't be doing that because... I'm like, what are you talking... I gotta get to the quote. Spoiler basically totally jacks this guy up. He's got this plan. He's waiting for Batman to show up. And he's like, you cheated! There's a code, a way of doing things. I'll return. Batman, be afraid of my raw. It's the spoiler. He got beaten by a girl. Oh my God. I just was like, okay, now, my disclaimer. I get what they were trying to do in this case, and I find it extremely funny. I mean, that this villain, this no-name villain, is complaining. And because his perfect plan was ruined by spoiler. I get that. And I applaud that 100%. But my God, I'm like, what type of villains are we dealing with? Oh my God. Anyways, that's some reviews. I'm going to go read some manga. I got to read something good. I got to read some manga. Let me know what you guys picked up, what you guys are looking forward to reading the most. We'll have more stuff later. Like, share. Until next time.